There we go. All right.
Everybody, Matt Burns from Hatebreed, and I'm Surviving Rocklahoma.
All right, let's try this again. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Surviving Rocklahoma, the official podcast of Rocklahoma, and your growing source of all things local music in the Oklahoma and surrounding areas. I am your host with the Locks That Rocks, Adam Richmond, and once again, this is Surviving Rocklahoma. We had a great weekend this past weekend. How was yours? I know we had a couple of things going on. We had a concert this weekend that we are so excited to talk about. We've also got a big game that was yesterday. Now, they're not some of the most popular teams in America, but, you know, there was still a Super Bowl yesterday and a couple of musical performances that everybody all over Facebook is talking about. Now, back to the weekend, we sat down with some guys that just absolutely amazed us. They just blew our mind at JJ's Live, and I joined those guys right before they took the stage in what is now one of my favorite interviews that I've ever done. And I'm talking, of course, about that Arena Rock Show. Now, we've also got a couple of musical features that are going to be coming off of the Rock Box. You folks jumped in the comments on the Facebook page and gave a shout out to your favorite bands and such. And so they said, you know what? Yeah, play my stuff. And so here we are. We're going to do it. You got to follow along, and you got to listen to the whole show to find out who is going to be playing. Remember, folks, if you would like your music played on Surviving Rocklahoma for exposure, and you never know who is watching. We have touched not one but two coasts using this show. So we have spanned the entire, or at least half of the country. Now, this show has circled the globe. So if you would like your music heard, shoot us an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. Now, before we get into the show, we are going to pay some sponsors. And first up, I'd like to give a huge shout out to DEB Concerts, who answers the question, what do you want to do with your life? And Rocky does. Now, hopefully that sound effect came through. I don't think it did, but Doug has been powering the DEB Concerts stage over at Rocklahoma for several years, under several different incarnations, whether it be the retrospect or now it is the Roadhouse, and it is a giant tent, enclosed place in a giant tent there, so it doesn't matter whether it rains or winds or whatever, it's misting, it's always a nice weather in there. And they have local and national acts that play every year at Rocklahoma. He also does stuff outside of Rocklahoma. Of course, I'm talking about Poison this last fall, who we also had Tom Kiefer and who also played at a certain birthday shindig this last week, which was also an amazing show as well. Now, not only do we have Poison, he also brought legends of metal. I'm talking about Megadeth, In Flames of Lamb of God to the BOK Center, and defied genres just a month or two before that with the OGs of the West Coast, Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube and Warren G. The question is, who is he booking for Rocklahoma 2023? To that, I don't know. I wish I did. But he hasn't even given me a clue. So until then, we have just got to hold tight and see who is on that lineup. Now, speaking of Rocklahoma, I want to give a shout out to another sponsor of this podcast. I'm talking about At Your Service Rentals, your supplier of portable restrooms at Rocklahoma. Not only will you get in trouble, and it is a huge party foul to go anywhere else except for one of these units. Well, I tell you what, guys, you can have your own portable restroom at Rocklahoma as well by reserving your own portable restroom with AYS Rentals. Go to aysrentals.com. They will be opening up those reservations sometime in the next couple of months. And last year and the year before, and actually the year before that, you know what? We like to give away some free shit around here. Well, not shit, but we'll give away some free shit or rentals leading up to Rocklahoma. So you got to make sure that you're following this podcast in the months leading up to Rocklahoma. Now, lying about not know. No. In the comments, Chris is asking if I really know more than I'm leading on to. I wish I could say I did. I haven't heard anything except, I'll tell you what. I got one headliner. You ready? I'm going to spill the beans. I hope I don't get canceled or fired. But guys, Pantera. I got one of your headliners, Pantera. So I wish I had breaking news, but I don't. Now, another party that is near and dear to my heart from Rocklahoma, who has also been sponsoring this podcast, Camp ROK-A-VET. Now, Camp ROK-A-VET is the sole purpose of giving veterans medicine, the medicine of music. Now, they are an aspiring not-for-profit group, and with the help of Camp ROK-A-VET, this podcast, in conjunction with them, has given away over 40 passes to veterans. So many passes that, in a year or two past, we ran out of veterans. And we started giving them out to Gold Star families. Well, we're expanding. There are more people that's donating, and especially with newfound exposure, I want to give a huge shout out to Jason Polk. And Jason Polk did a great job as he was featured today on 97.5 KMOD here in Tulsa as part of our listeners are awesome. So everybody, let's give a huge cheers to Jason. Yes. Right. All right, good job. Keep doing the great work that you do, Jason. I am so glad to be working with you in the future, and we've got some big plans for what is coming up in the 2023 season. As you know, ROK-A-VET did give us a guitar that I got signed by a bunch of people that we're going to give away for this year. Now, for the 2023, that guitar, you're going to have to work for it. There's going to be a giant scavenger hunt going on the weekend of Rocklahoma, and you've got to just do the scavenger hunt, and one lucky veteran and one lucky civilian are going to win signed guitars by everybody that I encounter in the Rocklahoma Media Tent this year at Rocklahoma 2023. That scavenger hunt is mostly put on by Camp Flocking Nightmare, Fallon, who has joined in conjunction with Flocking Nightmare, was here last week keeping us caught up on what's going on in the campgrounds. So So with that, I tell you what, we paid the bills. Let's go ahead and crack open a cold one and get into the show. So if you've got a cold one and you're waiting for me to shut up so that you can finally get a sip or spark up or whatever your refreshments are while we get into this, here we go, everybody. Cheers. Alrighty, so now we finally got the show underway and you guys can actually hear what I'm saying to you. Well, we had a great weekend. There was a couple of things going on this weekend. How was yours? I mean, it was, it's the weekend before Valentine's Day. You guys getting those hot dates all lined up and ready. You got those things that you're going to order for your honeys if you're going to do that sort of thing. Valentine's is tomorrow. And as I say that, I hope everybody just felt the weight of that. So, yes, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Now, a couple of days before Valentine's Day, well, I tell you what, the day before, let's just talk about the Super Bowl. So, what was your thoughts on the Super Bowl? I know everybody is, getting, well, as everybody I know in the rock community is getting tired of not having any rockers as our features. Now, I really honestly can't say anything bad about the Super Bowl halftime performance. I mean, the performance itself was a solid performance. It's a good performance. It's not the performance I would have wanted or not the one I would have booked. But for what it's worth and for what it was, it was solid. The choreography pushed some boundaries for a lot of folks, but Janet Jackson had her boobie fall out so on the national TV, so there was that. And then Prince is Prince and sang way more vulgar lyrics, and Michael Jackson was grabbing his crotch and swinging everything during his performance. So it's not any different to have some sort of controversy, but I will congratulate Rihanna on her newfound pregnancy. So that was an announcement. Now, as far as the national anthem, I will say Chris Stapleton won it for me. I mean, I come from a era, the grunge era, where, you celebrate those unique voices. Chris Cornell, Eddie Vedder. I mean, just name any of them. You know what I'm saying? Chester Bennington, Kurt Cobain, Chris Stapleton is one of these souls that, man, they've just got an undeniable, unmistakable voice, and you just cannot you just can't discount the raw musical talent that comes from this guy. 8-time Grammy award-winning Chris Stapleton had a very, very emotionally charged national anthem. I mean, it brought half the players to tears. So that was my pick of the night. Sparrow in the comments from Infall says Gaga is still her top Super Bowl halftime, but she's biased. Nothing wrong with that. Now, I posted on the Facebook page earlier. Now, I'm still... I think I've given up on Metallica. I don't think we're ever going to get Metallica as a Super Bowl halftime.
Move this man!
I'm sorry. I wish we could. But I would like to see the Foo Fighters. And not only do I want to see the Foo Fighters doing a halftime show because, man, Dave Grohl is just, musically, man, he's just phenomenal. But he also comes from a long lineage. So having the guest star, the guest of the surviving members of Nirvana come out and kick some Smells Like Teen Spirit and maybe follow the whole thing up with, or kick it all off even, with Tenacious D doing a bit on the greatest and best halftime show of all time. I don't know. That's just my opinion. In the comments, let me know paint me a picture. What would be your idea of a Super Bowl halftime? Who do you want to see perform at a halftime show? Let's drop that into the comments. Going into the comments, speaking of, Eric Anthony, you're telling me no one liked NSYNC, Britney Spears, Aerosmith halftime. Just me. I did like the Aerosmith halftime. That was awesome. You would nergasm and faint missing the whole show. Absolutely true. You're darn right I would, and I am not ashamed of it. Yes, Lori Brass says AC/DC. Tyler Greasy says Shinedown. I would love Shinedown, and Shinedown is such a positive force, musically speaking, that I think that would be amazing to have them on a Super Bowl halftime. So, who's your predictions for next year? Who do you really think that we'll get next year? Now, we're going to go ahead and move on because, I'm sorry, I'm not a big football guy. I honestly didn't care about this game. I'm sorry. Now, I guess I should be happy that the Chiefs won. I'm native, and Kansas is just north of us, and I grew up a Dallas Cowboy fans, and everybody knows that Dallas Cowboys is not fans of the Eagles. So, and I like Patrick Mahomes. So, go Chiefs! Congratulations on your second Super Bowl win within the last couple of years. So, I mean, that's freaking awesome. Christy says she didn't even watch the commercials. Did anybody watch the commercials? What was your favorite commercial? So, other than the football game, we also had a really cool shindig that went on in Fayetteville, Arkansas at JJ's Live. Now, this band, I had seen them. I missed them the last time they played, and I was really fascinated. I really wanted to go see them, but I missed them, unfortunately. I had something going on that day. So let's fast forward to about a month ago when I was so blessed to have the opportunity to go cover Rock Island 2023 in Key West, Florida, this festival that we have been covering for the last couple of months. Now, we were at this bar called Smokin' Tuna, and there was this band called That Arena Rock Show. And these guys were, the energy that came off of the stage, and this was a smaller venue. I mean, the stage was maybe 15 feet by maybe 20 feet. I mean, there was not really any room, and I don't mean that as like a bad thing. I'm just saying for the show that these guys put on, it really was, guys. It was something spectacular, and I'm going to pull up some photos that my wonderful traveling companion and staff photographer, Rebel Angel of Photography by Angel Lee. She got some amazing photos, and I'm going to put those up real quick. Let's see if I can get that up there for you. Done. Alrighty, so let me get this size down so that you guys can see some of this amazing imagery that she caught. Now, this is last night, so we're going to go over here and go to the photos, albums, and we are going to check out that Arena Rock Show. Now, this was over at the Smokin' Tuna Saloon. Now, and I want to give a huge shout out. Unfortunately, we missed her last night, but she was a great friend to us, and she was super hospitable to us at the Smokin' Tuna, representing that Arena Rock Show. So we want to give a lot of love and a huge shout out to Violet, who was helping them, and one of the other ladies. Oh man, she was there with us last night. Now, you guys can see, I mean, you can tell that these guys know how to party. They know how to light up the stage. Once again, this is at Smokin' Tuna Saloon, and they got everybody out of their chairs. And this was afternoon. You don't see folks going crazy on an afternoon. But, well, let me tell you, they came to JJ Lives in Fayetteville. Look at, oh my gosh, just look at that. That doesn't do it justice. You guys have just got to go check out photography by Angel Lee so you can see some of these beautiful shots. Now, that was, Wanda, excuse me, I forgot to say her name. Wanda was absolutely wonderful and taking care of us this past Saturday at JJ's Live. Now, not only did they rock it in Key West, it was a completely different show. I mean, it was the same show, but it was at 11, and I had an opportunity to join these guys in the green room just a few moments before they took the stage this weekend, and we talked a little bit about that, the difference between playing a small stage, a big stage, and keeping legacies alive by honoring those performances. And so here is the guys with That Arena Rock Show. Everybody, I am your host with the lots that rocks, Adam Richmond, and this is Surviving Rocklahoma, Rocklahoma's official podcast, but we are not in Oklahoma. We're across the border over in Arkansas with a band that I met up with in Key West, Florida for Rock Island. Do what?
We're in Arkansas?
It depends. It depends on how much you drink and how much is in there. And
we haven't even started yet.
What day of the week is it?
Now that's a lie. I just took a drink.
Right. We got a taste of these guys at Smokin' Tuna Saloon, and it was a little bit cramped in that bar. Not in a bad way. We got a taste, and you guys rocked it more than anybody else that played that stage that we saw that weekend. And now you got a big stage, a big venue here in Arkansas. Your second time being here. Can you tell us a little bit about playing Key West?
Yeah, I don't know if any of us remember Key West.
Somebody that remembers it, you don't.
We was at Key West.
We were in Key West? No, so in Key West, it was actually, it was a blast down there. Kind of just going back to your question, down there in Key West, we were, as you mentioned, it could be a little cramped on space, but you know what? It was still made for a really fun show.
Right.
We have a bigger stage production. We, we do the video boards, we do the lights and geysers, cold sparks, and everything. We kind of had a smaller version of it, but it's not every day we get to do those shows, and so we kind of, experiment with different songs and stuff, and just kind of try out things for future shows that we do.
Yeah, we played the Sunset Pier. It was like during Fantasy Fest in October, and Kyle, the guy that runs Rock Island, was at that show, and he was like, after the show, he was like, "Oh my God, I gotta have you guys at Rock Island." And we're like, "What? No way!" And so he ended up calling us and gave us a shot playing there last year, and things went really well. And he asked us to back again for this past year, and they always take such good care of us. Him and Mandy over at the Tuna.
Yeah, Mandy
always,
and Olga at the Tuna.
Olga, yeah.
Awesome the hospitality that they give us is.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's what last night we were in St. Louis, and we played a place called the Wildy Theater in Edwardsville, Illinois, and the guy that runs that place is just so cool. His name's Al Canal. And then there's also people that have seen us several times there that keep coming, and they bring us gifts, and the hospitality there is just amazing. So what my point is there's certain areas that we travel to that's the case, and Key West is definitely one of them. Mandy always gets us this really nice place to stay, and they hooked a couple of them up with like a fishing trip. And,
we went deep sea fishing. We were about 2 miles from Cuba. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not. We could have been in international waters. But I caught a fish that was as big as that table.
Huh.
Wow. And Kyle like hooks us up with those. You were back there where we get to stand right next to like all of your heroes, you know. So it's really cool. I was standing there watching sticks, and some guy comes up behind me and he's like, "What songs did I miss?" And I turn around and I'm like, "Oh, you missed Blue Collar Man." And as I'm talking to him, I'm like, "Oh God, it's Gary Sharon." I'm like, what the hell? And Nuno's standing right next to him. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy," you know. So it's just cool to be able to interact with people you've looked up to for so long, you know. Yeah.
And you have chicks flying on stage. Well, roosters, at least.
At least. Yeah. A bunch of cocks.
At times.
There was a cock coming on stage. I've never really thought my guitar solo attracted a lot of cock, but that day in particular. And it was crazy because I didn't even know.
So he's up there shredding, people are screaming. He's like, "Yeah, I'm killing it tonight."
I play that guitar solo every show. So, like, sometimes, you know, I'm just like, okay, we're doing this again. And when people get into it, it's fun. And everybody started screaming, and I took my in-ears out, and I was like, this is cool. Everybody's into this. And then all of a sudden, I heard somebody in the audience, they were yelling at me, and they pointed that way, and I was like, huh? And I turned around, there's a little chicken there going,
He was getting into it.
and then the chicken chased me across the stage.
Is that the first time you've been chased by chicks on stage?
The only time.
Well, there was a time at Jurgles in Pittsburgh, a lady that seemed to have really been enjoying her evening. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. She tried to run up on stage during the guitar solo, and there was a very big burly security guard that put an end to that. But
So we talked a little bit about your trip to Key West, which is unbelievable. Now, tell us a little bit about going from a small bar setting to a full-on stage venue. This is a beautiful place. Me and some of my staff was just taken aback by it. And you guys have got a full setup. What can we expect tonight?
metal.
Well, metal. Right for the camera there. No. For the full stage production and our full shows, we actually get to be in our full element. Mm-hmm. We get to do our cold sparks. Actually, tonight, I don't know. No cold sparks tonight. Fire code, all that fun stuff. Anyways. But no, we get to do, we're presenting, our show with the new songs, arena rock, classic hits, and basically we try to make it more of an experience, more than just, we go up, stand in place, do a couple songs. No, we actually go up, we perform, and we give them a show. We do new outfits, we give them different presentations, and make you feel like, they're actually at these concerts. Like, if we got Ozzy Osbourne on stage, he's biting the head off a bat. If we got Eddie Van Halen in his overalls, he's over there, shredding Eruption. So
this is actually a special show for the Eddie Van Halen overalls. This particular pair is getting retired after tonight. I have a new pair on order that I didn't paint in my studio at my house. Right. With the help of my great friend Patron.
Yeah. I was about to ask if you guys feel more pressure now that Ozzy's no longer going to be touring for the foreseeable future. Whenever you cover anything he plays, do you guys feel more of a sense of we've got to give these people the proper experience?
I think that's with every song. Yeah. I think there's a pressure with every song, presenting it in a way that at least people can respect. We're playing a lot of songs that are huge hits, classics from 30, 40 years ago, and this guy's got to sing. I don't know how he does it, but he sings them, all these bands multiple nights in a row. So there's definitely a pressure of making sure that you do it and you do it right, So we love the opportunity to do it, and hopefully we do them justice. But
people have expectations, and we don't want to disappoint.
Right.
As our boy Joe would say, Joe Shiesty down there in Cincinnati, bring our A game to every show.
I don't know what happened there, guys. It ended. Okay. You got to catch the full interview on the YouTube channel. It is already dropping at 10 p.m. tonight. You've got to see the full-length interview. It will also be dropping on the YouTube, the Facebook, and Spotify. So that was the interview with That Arena Rock Show, and these guys were so much fun, and you've got to see the full show. Now, we've also got some other things coming up, and yeah, we got a great show called Rocklahoma that is just around the bend. Now, hopefully one day we'll get That Arena Rock Show at Rocklahoma. Fingers crossed. But until then, they will be coming up in the coming month at Fort Smith, I believe, this fall, not this month, next month. They were saying towards the end of the year, they are also going to be having another appearance in Arkansas at Fort Smith. So now, as far as Rocklahoma goes, as you all know, that is just around the bend. Now, I tell you what, guys, the upgrades have already started happening. Those phone calls are going out. They are those of us who are renewals. Those renewals have closed. If you have signed up for an upgrade, they will be calling you based on when you upgraded your tickets. Now, for those of you who are upgraded, some of you, what that means is if you've got a seat in the reserve seating, well, if somebody doesn't renew, this is your chance to move forward. If you have a campsite and you want to move your campsite, whether it be closer or maybe somewhere else, this is your chance to do it. Now, once the upgrades close, well, after that, then they go over to the general sale, and that is also usually when we have the lineup. So within the next, month or two, we should be having our lineup. I hope. Now, I don't know anyone who's on it other than Pantera, but fingers are crossed. I know a few other folks that I have met in the last couple of festivals I've been where they have been submitting their music. I've seen some folks that have been submitting every year. I hear some rumblings, but I haven't seen any names, and I can't wait to see that lineup. Guys, we are 199 days away from Rocklahoma, in less than 200, guys. So if you haven't already done so, it is time to start planning those things out. Now, as I was saying, that the next step is for the lineup. Now, in the campgrounds, I do know that events are forming, that people are starting to get their logos together for those who are going to try to generate funds as they make money to support their campsites. They sell swag and such. Those are going to be going on sale soon. I've already had a few campsites that reached out to me here on the podcast to help give away some of their swag and such for their campsites. They're all several are coming up with contests for giveaways and such, and I absolutely love doing giveaways. So if you would like to give something away, shoot me an email at survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com, and we will figure out how to select you a winner and give them away right here on this show. We'll also get you a whole lot more of your likes, follows, and some shares and all of that other stuff, so everybody knows where your party's at and all of that good stuff. Now, even if you're not doing that, now I did mention contests. Now remember, there is that scavenger hunt that is very much forming as we speak. And the grand prize of those are going to be a couple of guitars, one for a civilian, one for a veteran, that we're going to be contributing as the grand prize for that scavenger hunt that is being put together by Camp Flocking Nightmare, Justin Hopp and Fallon, who did an amazing job with the scavenger hunt last year. And I see one of the bands that helped them with that scavenger hunt. They are right here in the comments, Eternal Frequency. Let me tell you guys, they were so much fun. And there was a couple of other bands that helped out, and from my understanding, there could be a couple other bands that might be helping this year. You never know. Anything can happen. We got 200 days to figure something out, and we still got to figure out who's playing, who's on the lineup. So that is one of the great contests that's going to be coming up. Now, as those things all start taking shape and we know where everybody's going to be when the events are and all of that other stuff, we will start updating the Rocklahoma campgrounds map, and it's going to be hosted on the website survivingrocklahoma.com, and this is where you can list your campsite on this online directory to where you can see where all the parties are at. We've even got a schedule where you can see where all the events are and what's going on. So it doesn't matter what your speed is, whether you just want to have a chill conversation sitting around listening to the radio with a group of people, or you just want the wildest party you can find. You're going to find it all there, guys. Just remember to please observe the rules. You know, we get away with a lot of stuff, folks. Well, I mean, we can do more in the Rocklahoma campgrounds than any other festival can. So make sure that we respect the freedoms that were given at that festival. So make sure before you go all out on your campsites that you read the frequently asked questions portion of the rocklahoma.com website, so that you don't plan something out and then get shut down. And if you play nice, they will leave you alone, pretty much, guys. So just do what you're supposed to do, and then we can have a load of fun while we do it. So that does it for Rocklahoma talk here. Now, remember, guys, we played a part of that interview from That Arena Rock Show, and you can catch the full interview on YouTube tonight, as well as it'll be live on the podcast networks by morning, and you can also catch the full thing on Facebook right after this stream. But in the meantime, I think it is time that we feature some live music. So we are going to go to the Rock Box. Now, as you guys saw, we got a couple of features, and this one is one that is near and dear to my heart, because they've got an event coming up this coming summer that they are very much a part of in assembling and putting it together. They're also going to be one of the bands on the lineup for Rock the River this June, I believe, 15th through 17th. Quote me. I think it's 16th and 17th. I'll have to look at my flyer. But I tell you what, while I'm getting my information straight, why don't you guys jam out to some Shelter in Place.
You'll find a party if you
and that was Shelter in Place. I want to give a huge shout out to Shelter in Place, and especially Tyler for all of his work that he's doing and in helping to assemble Rock the River. That's going to be happening this June. And now, guys, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be in my backwoods. But we're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. I want to give a huge shout out once again to Shelter in Place. If you haven't done so, be sure that you check them out on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you check out your music. Make sure that you give them a like and follow and give them some love. Give them a huge shout out while you're at it. So, we've also got, every week we like to talk about what we've got coming up in the concert calendar. Now, if you haven't already done so, head on over to survivingrocklahoma.com, because we have a Google Calendar there where we have all of the up-and-coming events, music festivals, things that you tag us in, so we can tell everybody where to go catch these great live local artists, shows, all of that good stuff. Well, I tell you what, let's see who's playing in the next coming weeks. Now, Kenny Wayne Shepherd is going to be playing Thursday at the River Spirit Casino. You know who Kenny Wayne Shepherd is. The unviable resume is an accomplished recording artist. Now, guys, I mean, where's it? I got sidetracked. Blue on Black, come on. So that's Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Now, we've also got New Metal is Dead. This is one that they reached out to me. They said, hey, let everybody know we're playing. And I said, hey, okay. So they are going to be playing at the Badass Renee's, and they're going to be doing that February 23rd, rather, at 8 p.m. I want to see who these guys are. Blue October is going to be playing at the Tulsa Theater coming up February 24th. Let's see what else we got. Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains is going to be at the Tulsa Theater January 4th with special guest Thunder Pussy. I don't know why I giggle when I say that. Oh my gosh. Yes, Blue October is I see Christy in the comments. Now, we've also got Dead Metal Society. They're going to be playing at the Vanguard that same night, March 4th. I want to give a huge shout out as we bumped into 9 of the Dead Metal Society, who is also one of our podcast brothers over there, joining Jana and Scott Squires of on the Tulsa Music Stream. Also sponsored by DEB Concerts, keeping the music scene alive and covered with national artists. A lot of love to the Tulsa Music Stream. South by Southwest is going to be going on in Austin, March 10th. This is a show I am super excited for. I'm going to try to put in for this one. This is one I want to see so bad. I have not seen Theory of a Dead Man before, and I absolutely love them. And special guests, Saint Asonia and Skillet. Now, if you've got any Skillet fans out there, they played Rocklahoma 2022. You know, that guitar that I was telling you about earlier? It's signed by one of the guys at Skillet. I've got the photos to prove it. They're on the Facebook page. You can win a guitar signed by Skillet at a show coming up this summer. You have to follow Surviving Rocklahoma on Facebook, and make sure you check back on the website regularly so you can figure out how you can win that guitar that is signed by Skillet and almost a dozen other bands that was on that lineup. Now, one catch is that you will have to have your Rocklahoma 2022 wristband. This is how I prove that you're there, or you were there. This is one of the main qualifiers, so keep those Rocklahoma wristbands. In the meantime, but that's not till March, and we've got some other shows coming up until then, after that, but man, we got some good shows coming up. Oh my gosh, Journey's going to be at the BOK Center with Toto. That's another one we're going to be trying to work. Wow, I forgot all about that one. Journey, Friday, March 31st at the BOK Center. So we got some great shows, y'all, coming up in the coming weeks. In the meantime, let me tell y'all, let's see where we're at. So we got Rock the River coming up June 15th. We were talking a little bit about it last week. We got a few of the bands. I'm not going to list them all again, but I will include that I do know that band that you just watched, Shelter in Place. They're going to be playing. I know the Normandies are going to be playing. I know a few others that we feature on Surviving Rocklahoma regularly are going to be playing, and we're going to be part of it as well. We're going to be there doing the podcast and coverage on site. You never know if we're going to be getting some more interviews there. We're going to do some live streams, and we're definitely going to be floating with y'all. So come and party with me June 15th, June 16th, I don't know. Check them out on Facebook, Rock the River. Live music, camping, canoes, kayaks. Get your kayak wet, right? If you want to go float the river, you want to have a good time, it's going to be a mini rock reunion. You got to come out and hang out with us. And you never know. I think I could have swore that I saw this band on the lineup too. Hopefully I'm not wrong because I'm that guy. But you might even catch these guys too. Sabretooth. and that is Sabretooth with Social Piranha. These guys have been just going crazy since we first featured them just a short year or two ago. They've already played Whiskey A Go-Go. They've traveled the country, and they're still, and they're just dropping stuff out, new stuff out like crazy. I just love these guys. They are so much energy, so much fun, and man, they've just got that raw, just gritty punk vibe to them. Absolutely great. Sabretooth. You guys got to check them out on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, of course, and anywhere else that you get your streaming music. I believe they got a newer album out, and I believe that's off the newer album. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I should know these things, right? But I tell you what, they rocked the box. And if you would like to rock the box, you can shoot me an email. Well, I'll tell you what, before we do all that, I just want, I do it each and every week because this is just the guy I am. Thank you. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for supporting the podcast, and also huge thank you to That Arena Rock Show for having us out at JJ's Live in Fayetteville, Arkansas. You can catch the full interview on the YouTube channel. You can also it should also post to the Facebook page and the Spotify the podcast networks right here after the show. Now, also, if you would like to be featured on Surviving Rocklahoma, if you would like your music exposed to the world, just shoot me an email, survivingrocklahoma@gmail.com. What's that you say? You're going to be playing in the area and maybe you would like us to come and cover your show? Well, throw that in the email too. Submit your gigs, y'all. Let me know where you're playing so we can let everybody else know where to go to rock out. Well, it doesn't matter how you are linking up with the podcast. Make sure that you hit those like, follow, and subscribe buttons. They mean the world of difference. Those numbers unlock really cool things that allow us to do even more cool things. And we got a lot of cool things in the coming months. But it's getting late, folks. It is past my bedtime. And we've got a lot of things going on. I've got some blog posts to write for survivingrocklahoma.com. I am looking at our next event, maybe in the next month or two. We'll see. We're also got a couple of dates to make in Tulsa at some up-and-coming gigs. So make sure that you're checking out the website, survivingrocklahoma.com. You're following us on Facebook, and make sure you hit that subscribe on YouTube. Go check out the rest of that interview, y'all. Till next week, as always, rock on.